Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I have taken off for the past 3 or 4 weeks just as a way to regroup, which we will get to all of that in this video. But I just want to say welcome. I have missed you. I'm so glad to be back here today. And I just kind of want to bring you up to speed because the way that the past few months has gone has obviously affected my December and how much or how little I've been posting, and it will probably continue to affect my January. So first of all, I just want you to know that there has not been some major traumatic something, like there just has not. So I want you to not be too worried. Don't go to the worst case scenario. No one has passed away, we don't have any major health crises, or there's nothing like that going on. It's more that ever since September there's been this like slow trickle of difficult issues and difficult things that have been going on, and it all caught up to me in December, and I just started to have a really hard time dealing with it and felt like if I didn't take a break I was gonna quit. And so that's the story. So let's kind of unpack that a little bit. Well, let's start at the beginning of the year. So January through August have been they were really positive, really just great months for me. I felt like my business, no, I didn't feel like my business was growing by leaps and bounds, and that was really exciting to see my Etsy shop grow, mentorship program, YouTube, all the different things that make up my job and my income were all growing and flourishing, which was really neat and very rewarding to see after pouring so much time into all of those different things for so many years and so much time. So anyway, that was really exciting. I felt like I was really settled here in our town. I felt like I was really settled in our church. I just felt like I was in a really positive, grounded place. And then September happened, and I felt like the rug got pulled out from under me, and I've continued to feel kind of unsteady ever since then. So in September, my husband and I found out that our church, which previously was a small church plant in an old kind of warehousey type of building that we were slowly renovating, and it was just like a handful of young families. It was very just real and raw. There were no pretenses. No one had to it just wasn't overly formal. It was just a community of people who just really loved the Lord, and we just all spent a lot of time together, and I really cherished and loved the way that our church was. Well, in September, we found out that we were going to be merging with another church in town, and not only is this other church in town not the same denomination as our church, it is also a totally different demographic than our church. And so the majority of the churchgoers at the other church that we merged with are twice or three times the age of everyone at our church. So that's a huge difference, as you can imagine, just a really massive change. And we started hearing about this as a possibility in like September, and by November, the merger was finalized. And so we are now at this other church's building. And there have been some good things that have come with this merger for sure, but it's also been just a lot to process, and the speed with which this occurred was very jarring for me. I am a very slow processor, and I just had a really hard time and continue to struggle with how quickly everything happened. I mean, it was just very, very fast. And so that's just been challenging because it felt like, my church and my church family were really like a safe haven for me here. And that just got super shaken up, really, really kind of flipped on its head. To me, it felt like overnight. So that happened in September, and we've also had grandparent health issues. One of Riley's grandparents and one of my grandparents, neither are doing particularly well, and so it's like kind of trying to navigate that, and just the kind of weird anticipatory grief, so to speak, is just very difficult and challenging. Etsy has been incredibly stressful. Such a blessing, but so much stress. So I had my biggest month ever on Etsy in September, and then I had my biggest month ever on Etsy in October, and then I had my biggest month ever on Etsy in November. So each month beat itself out, the 3 last months that I'm open of the year. And it was so stressful. It was just hundreds of orders, and more than that, the stress came a lot from conversations. I mean, until the 26th of December, I was still dealing with customer issues and conversations. And if I screenshotted and put up some of the conversations that people have sent me, your jaw would hit the floor. You would be shocked at how mean, truly mean people can be. It's like people think that I'm like Walmart or Amazon, and it's like a one-person show, and I am doing the absolute best I can. And most of the anger has come from people who, like, the package has gotten lost in the mail or it was delayed in the mail, which I can't do anything about that. And I understand the frustration, but to direct that at me is just so. It's just customer service. Any of you who have or do work in customer service, you are like, yes, girl, I understand. It is really challenging. Customer service around the holidays in particular, because people's emotions are heightened and their stresses are heightened and they're just mean. Not everyone. I've had many wonderful customers that I just love interacting with, but I've had a handful that have just been really rotten, mean people who are taking it out on me, and it has been intensely stressful. So there's been that going on. One of my goals for 2019 is to hire an Etsy assistant. So that is something definitely on my radar, but that wasn't possible. I was so drowning in so many orders. It wasn't like I could go out and hire somebody. So that was really stressful. And it's just been all these things. Well, then the straw that broke the camel's back to where I was like, I'm done. It was a Friday night. It was like 9:30 p.m. I had not eaten all day. I was super hungry, and I decided to go drive into town and get something to eat because I was just starving. I had been working on Etsy all day. I think I already said that. So I got in my car and I put my car in reverse, and I just crashed into Riley's car, which was parked, as it always is, in the driveway. And I just didn't look. My brain was on another planet, and I didn't even look behind me. I just put my car in reverse and just started backing up and just crashed. So after that, I came inside and I totally broke down and lost it. I was like, I'm having fender benders with one of our cars to another one of our cars, and I just like freaked out, and I just felt so stupid, and I was just sobbing. And my husband Riley was like, you need to take a break. You're falling apart. And I definitely agreed. So the very next day after that is when I did post on Instagram and say I need to take a break for a couple weeks and get myself together. Well, as I took a break for a week or two or something like that, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel like I'm ready to film a little bit more and kind of just get my feet wet, get back into the swing of things before the new year. And then I totally pulled out my neck. Now, I have scoliosis, so my spine is not aligned correctly, my head and my neck, nothing's really aligned correctly, and I'm very used to pain associated with that misalignment. However, this was pain like I have not experienced before. It was truly like level 10 intense pain where my neck on one side was totally seized up. I could not move, and it took quite a few days to like relax, but now I can move my head all around. It's still a little bit stiff on this side, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was. But that happened, and so then I was laid up on the couch for several days, and now Riley's sick with some kind of cold, sinus, congestion, whatever, and so he's laid up on the couch. Right now I've been taking care of him all day. I snuck away to film this video. So needless to say, it has been an interesting past couple of months. It just felt like since September, things just started like, everything kind of just like fell apart a little bit. And, things are starting to level out. Now, I feel like I've learned some really valuable lessons throughout these past few difficult months. I feel like I've really had to kind of roll my shoulders back and stand tall and kind of march forward and talk about assurance, which has been my word for the year. This year in 2018, I've really had to just like fake assurance on days when I didn't feel it. And I've had to learn about self-care once again and learn to take care of myself, because I just push myself so hard. I get super excited about projects I'm doing and things that I'm doing, and I just don't take a break. And then I totally burn myself out, which is exactly what happened. And my body started just like crumbling, and my brain, emotional health was out the window. And so I just have had to kind of like take a step back. The past week or two, I have spent many days waking up in PJs, spending the whole day in PJs, taking a shower, putting on PJs, and doing it again, like truly just like hibernating almost at home. And it's been, I think, really a healthy a healthy thing to do, just to kind of like pull back away from all of everything. I've pulled back from a lot in the past couple of months just to take some time to process and to heal, because it's just been one thing after the other after the other. I just keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, honestly, for something else to happen, because it just seems that that's kind of where we are right now. I know I'm not the only one. I know that there are definitely some of you who have gone through some really hard things and are probably feeling very, very similarly and are just feeling kind of in despair. I think it's okay to feel like that, and I think it's important to really, for me at least, to acknowledge, like, I don't feel great right now. I'm not going through a really easy season, but to not camp out there. For me, it's really important to try to, like, okay, we're gonna feel these feelings, we're gonna rest, and we're gonna, like I said, roll our shoulders back and march on, keep moving forward and not stay stuck in one place. So it's been a lot. It's just been a lot. All these different things have sparked lots, as you can imagine, lots of conversations between me and my husband, lots of things on the table as far as decisions we need to make and things like that. It's been stressful, has been the word that I would use, and anxiety inducing. I felt lots of anxiety. So I'm really grateful for you. I'm grateful for this community, for the most part. With growth on YouTube, with the good comes the bad. And there have been some comments lately that are just nasty, just so nasty. And it's just like, I just wish people would subscribe to the "you do your thing, I'll do mine" school of thought, which is like totally my thing of like, if you don't have anything nice to say, like, you don't have to say it. But whatever. That's the psychology behind online trolls is like a deep dive that I don't want to go into right now. But it is, I'm not new to this. I've been sharing online for 6.5 years, but it just feels like it's been particularly, as my channel has grown quite significantly and quickly in the past couple of months, it feels like it's just been way worse. So I'm trying to figure out what that means going forward, as far as, I don't even know. Can you tell I'm kind of in this state of like gray? I'm like, I don't really know, what all of this added up means for the new year moving forward. One thing I'm thinking is about reducing my video posting from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which has been most of this year, to Tuesday and Thursday. So it would be 2 times a week instead of 3 times a week. I'll have to see about that. Like I said, I would like to get an Etsy assistant, and there have been some other things that I've done that have helped me kind of refine my thoughts process through this and move forward. So I am taking steps. I am definitely trying to make the right decision, and the right decisions, and rest and blah, blah, blah. But it's not been easy is my point. So thank you for giving me this space and understanding to take a few weeks off of YouTube so that I could get Etsy completed. Like I said, I've only been off of Etsy for like 4 days when I'm filming this. I know that my shop has been closed since the beginning of December, like December 10th, I think, or 8th or something. But I've literally been dealing with issues and customers and things literally every day until I think my last message was on the 26th. So thank you for letting me take some time off YouTube so that I could do that. And I think I'm going to have to take some more time off YouTube in January as well. So let's talk about that. So moving forward, what I'm thinking is to continue kind of with what it's been for the past few weeks, which has been, I just need to focus on my mental health and focus on not like totally falling apart in every way. So I plan on posting, I want to post my December favorites. I want to post my assurance end of the year update. I really, I might film it today and I might try to post that sooner than later. I really want to film and post my Disney World trip, like announcement or whatever you want to call it, just about our next Disney trip that's coming up in the next couple months here. So, I have some things on the horizon of things that I want to film. I just haven't really gotten around to them, honestly, or thought about it. So in January, don't be worried about me if I'm not posting a whole lot. That is pretty intentional. I need to kind of get my feet back on the ground, and kind of figure out where I'm going and like do all of that. But Thank you so much for following along. Thanks for your understanding. Thanks for your support. Thanks for letting me totally ramble. And I will see you guys hopefully soon. I would love to hear what the past few weeks or months have been like from you. So if you would like to share snippets of your life below in the comments, I would truly love to read them. And I always try to respond to as many comments as I can. So if you want to share, you're welcome to. I invite you to, and we can kind of chat below. So grateful for this community. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your support, and I will be back soon. Bye.